What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JT, and hold up, we about to clock in again, man. And today I'm going crazy, man. This is the third video. I'm not gonna drop all of them at the same time, but today is the third video that I'm doing. And man, you gotta support the movement. We're growing as a family, and we're gonna keep growing. All right. Anyways, man, today, like always, we got fresh and fit. All right. So I don't want to take much of your time, so let's go through this video.
RP Mike $50 without naming any names. What is the most asinine demand that either of you have witnessed a divorce attorney try to implement into a settlement that y'all knew a judge would never grant? This is actually kind of
permanent alimony on a 3-year marriage.
What was it?
Permanent alimony on a 3-year marriage.
Oh,
Damn, that's
hilarious.
ridiculous.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, she got in a car accident and she actually it was a whole mess, but it was ludicrous.
Okay, that's what she wanted. What about you, Jen?
I mean, let's see. There was a family case that I took where the attorney, I represented the guy actually, okay, and the other attorney obviously represented the mom. This was a paternity case, and there were some very strong allegations as to whether or not my client was a drug dealer or not. And this was the basis for not wanting to give him time sharing. Oh, he's a drug dealer, he sells drugs, blah blah blah. So when it was time to calculate child support, the attorney called me and said, well, look, your guy's a drug dealer. I'm like, what? No, what are you talking about? He's a great guy. He's not a drug dealer.
Upstanding citizen.
And whatever, he paid me cash, whatever. Anyway, so I said no. And what she wanted to do was she wanted to, as part of his income to come up with child support, she wanted to add his drug dealing money. And I remember at that time, I reached out to Dan. We didn't work together, and I reached out to Dan, and I was like, "Bro, this."
So she didn't want to have her kid hanging out with his father because he's a drug dealer, but she wants the money from the guy, and he makes money off of drugs. Respectable, smart. You're actually smart.
Crazy lady. She wants to this lady's telling me about no, and he was like, you can't tell him. Tell him why. Tell him why.
I actually had.
It was alleged that he was a drug dealer. I want to be clear.
I had case law on point that says you cannot impute income based on illegal activities. It's like, oh yeah, he's a bank robber, Your Honor. He just stole $1 million last year, so that should be his income for child support. It's like,
right. So for all the scammers or drug dealers, none of that income can be used. And this attorney really wanted me to be like, okay, you're right. Let's add another 40 because he sells drugs. What?
Yo,
no.
Isn't it funny? I'm sure through that whole relationship, she's enjoying the drug money. But the moment things ended, oh hell no, he's a drug dealer. Come on, man.
You can't use same. It's like she's using the same facts to say he shouldn't be a father, but she's also trying to collect money from it. It's like you gotta pick one.
That is exactly what I said. Oh, you can't hang out with your kid because you sell drugs, but you can give me the money for it. Come on. You gotta pick a side.
Stupid. Anyway, that's a whole other thing.
Peruvian Uchiha, 10
Can't make
bucks.
this up.
Dad makes less income than the mom, but is being petty and doesn't want to be around for the kids because they're separated. If the mom does child support, is she then forced to pay this mom? Ooh.
Just got to look at the guidelines and the numbers, It's again,
Right.
we run scenarios and we'll go from there. It's,
Typically, though, if the other person, the non-payment person, is zero time sharing, it's usually zero. I mean, it's very rare that we're going to see a situation where she would have to pay him when he doesn't have any time sharing. He's not with the children. What is she paying him for?
Right.
So
they got to have at least some sort of time sharing.
I have a question. So, and again, please correct me if I'm wrong, because obviously, you hear a lot of rumors and myths and all this other stuff. Is it true that if let's say I'm with a woman, we're not married, and we have a child together, and I think it's mine, right? But I never did the DNA test, but then I find out a couple years later, kid isn't mine, and I've been supporting the child, whatever it may be. and I leave, am I still on the hook?
You could be screwed.
Okay.
Excellent question.
Here's the thing. Florida family law, there's like this joke amongst lawyers. If you're taking the bar exam and it's a family law question, you don't know the answer, just guess the best interest of the child. That's the answer. The Florida family law is built on the best interest of the child.
Right.
So if this child for 5 or 6 years knows you as daddy, it would not be in that child's best interest for you to take a paternity test and have paternity disestablished. So if you have an inkling like that child might not be yours, don't raise the kid for 5, 6 years and then want to take no backsies.
Yeah.
So actually, let me add to that question as well.
Guys, take notes. Good man, great dad. Take notes, my guys.
So what if, right, I'm dating a single mother, and the single mother tells everyone, hey, this is the child's father, when deep now I know I'm not the father, but the child then believes it and is calling me daddy. Does that also apply if the kid is calling me daddy, even though I'm not? Genuinely?
So what they're going to be looking at, the court generally looks at, is how did you hold yourself out to? Like, I mean, I could say Dwayne Wade is my baby daddy. Like, that's not enough. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be that my child actually interacts with Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade picks him up. On Father's Day, they hung out. You know, like, what is the relationship like? And this is what we were talking about earlier with the stepdaddies, where you have a situation where maybe no paternity has ever been established for this child. You walk into their lives and you raise them for 10 years as part of a relationship. And then now you're leaving the girl. She could have a claim. We're not saying she's going to win, but she certainly wouldn't have a frivolous claim to bring forth to say, Fresh, I should establish paternity and you should be the dad.
That's
because
crazy.
Look, Your Honor, for the last 10 years, look at the pictures. Look, it's been him in his life. This is daddy. And now he just left us.
Hold on.
That is crazy. So basically what she's saying is that, let's say you meet a girl, right? And she has a kid. And you spend 10 years with let's say the kid is like 5 years. And you spend 10 years with them, right? In a relationship with her. And, you take care of your stepkid, right? That means that if you leave, she could file against you and actually get child support from you, even though you're not the real dad.
This is why.
So,
Yeah.
so you're telling me
It's a
that
possibility.
I could come in as a stepdad.
Yes.
If I raise a child for a
Graduated
certain amount of
with
time,
Yes.
they could literally come back after me after I break up with her and be like, nah, you got to keep going.
You
and
are
raising
the
this kid that
father,
ain't yours.
yes.
And you know how I found this out? Tom Likas, man. So I'll never forget, right? Because I married a single mom, right? So I was like, yo, like, I'm Mr. Tom Likas.
Wait, you married a single mom? Stupid. Okay, go ahead.
So
One or two or more.
only one,
Okay,
never again.
all right.
But it's funny because I was listening to Tom Likas, right? He was like, yeah, this guy called in, hey, I got put on the hook for child support, even though I'm not the father. I'm like, how's this possible? He's like, hey, I took care of the kid for like 5 years. I went to all his soccer games, his birthday parties, the pictures, and they put me in court saying I was the one in his life. And I was like, at that moment, never again did I take a picture with a kid. Never. I was like, fuck that shit, bro. So guys, quick lesson here. If you ever date a single mom, don't pretend to be daddy. Because if you do, and you can take pictures and there's evidence, you might be screwed.
You make your bed, you're gonna lie in it.
That
man.
is
Don't do it.
Take notes, my
crazy,
guy.
bro.
So you can
I didn't
get
know about that, but now I
shafted
do.
on the
Bed, you're gonna lie in it.
That
man.
is
Don't do it.
crazy. So,
Yeah, bro.
So you can get shafted on the back end of being a stepdad, and also even if you find out that the kid is yours, if you raise it, I guess what's the cutoff? Like 2 years, 3 years, 5 years?
There's no
It's a
hard
court of
fast
equity.
rule. Exactly. But I'm just saying, act sooner rather than later. Don't be
Yeah.
going in there 5, 6, 7 years after building a bond with this child,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden getting in an argument with baby mom and be like, oh, it's not really mine now because
So even if you discover infidelity and the child is another man's, and like you thought all this time that you were raising a child that they were your biological kid, you are still on the hook.
you could be.
Could
I
be.
mean, it's
Wow.
case by case, but absolutely, you have that exposure.
That's crazy, bro.
Wow,
That's
man.
crazy, bro.
And the woman does not suffer any consequences to that, pretty much.
Nope. Nope, not really.
Yo,
Listen, I have a case where the girl told the guy that she was going to get an abortion. You know which case this is. That she was going to get an abortion 10 months later, and he gave her the money for the abortion. 10 months later, he gets
I wouldn't know where this is going. She had the
an
kid.
abortion. You know which case this is. That she was going to get an abortion 10 months later, and he gave her the money for the abortion. 10 months later, he gets a call, and she's like, hey, so I'm at the hospital. And he's like, why are you calling me? I thought, we were done like a year ago. And she's like, yeah, well, because I just had a baby and he looks just like you. You might want to come down to the hospital. And homegirl put him on child support and the whole night and everything after he thought that this child had been, taken care of in other ways. So
once again,
this is a cardinal sin of EDM
girls
right here.
can be evil, bro.
and Tom Leykis
no
says
consequences for this girl.
you need to do Hail Marys.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what it means, I'm not gonna say it on air. But you take the girl literally to the AB clinic.
Everglades.
Right? You take her to the clinic. That's messed up, man. Yo,
she's not a stolen Miami car.
Yo, take her to the clinic. Make sure it's done. Then you take it to McDonald's, you get a McGriddle,
Yep.
and sing Kumbaya.
Yep.
Damn,
Yeah.
sound like a pro.
That's crazy, man.
I've done that before.
Okay.
Chris.
Hey, I thought I saw them too. I was like, oh, this video about to be boring, but I actually got a good info on this video. A lot of information that a lot of guys should know about. And like I say, bro, like I always say, this game, if you don't change your game, if you don't change your strategy, this game is made for you to lose. I'm telling you. Girls will win if you don't change your strategy. It's made for her to win always. I'm gonna tell you that. It's made for her to win. You just heard a bunch of BS stories that you say, oh, hell no. But the girls will actually have the possibility to win that case. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, hey, you guys take notes. That was the video. And if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe on the channel so you can watch more reactions like this one, alright? Anyways, man, it's your boy JT. Clocking out.